Next up is Kotobukiya. 90% of my collection is this because it's the easiest stuff to get in North America. But they do a fantastic job for a very good price. So, great store. I can't wait to get in there.
Hello everyone, I'm Rachnera Mullins, and today we're going to be opening up an Azur Lane statue. Another one because I'm such a fan. So you can see that I'm here in a hotel room. This is because I'm in Japan right now. So I'm actually going to be jumping back and forth from past Eric to future Eric. I just have so much to say about this figure. And together we'll go over this review. You'll get to see me do a quick unboxing of her right now. She's from the Sakura Empire from Azur Lane. She's kind of like a cute demon girl. Clothing is done in a beautiful Japanese tradition with a little twist. She's got a cute little skirt, a bunch of things like that, but we'll get into that later. Future Eric will show you all of that. Let's get her open. I brought my tiny little multi-tool with me to Japan, and it has been so incredibly useful. I can't believe how much I use this thing. It's got little tweezers and everything on it. It's actually called the Gerber Dime. We're not here to do a review on multi-tools. It's just to say that this little thing, mwah, thank you so much for being there for me. Incredible statue. She looks so fantastic. But future Eric, you're going to enjoy her a lot more than Japan Eric, that's for sure, because Japan Eric doesn't have time and I have to wrap her up and get her ready to go.
Future Eric here, and you're totally right, past Eric. I do miss Japan. It was amazing. Although I just got back from it a couple hours ago, I'm exhausted. These figures need to be checked. I need to see if they're damaged. I put so much work into packaging them. It doesn't matter. I can't go to sleep until I check them out. That was tight. I definitely put a lot around this to make sure that it didn't get damaged, bent, banged around. They come glued in here, so I didn't want to like yank them out. I didn't want to damage them in any way. That was stressful. For those of you that decided to skip the unboxing and just check out the review, my name is Rachnera Mullins, and today we're going to be checking out Kotobukiya's Azur Lane Ryuuhou, specifically the Firebird's New Year's Dance. She is a 1-on-7 figure, and she's actually a little bit heavy, and you have to be careful when picking her up because she can fall off pretty easily. I just have so much to say about this figure, and the whole ordeal of me getting her and even losing a part on my trip in Japan, everything kind of pulled through, and I will tell you that at the end. For now, let's get started on this base. Thank you for having the best base ever. Kotobukiya, this is gorgeous. I freaking love this base. This stone is beautiful. She comes with these little stickers here. I haven't put them on yet. I think I'll do it at one point, but you know, it's already been a little over half a year, and I love the way the rock looks, and I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. I mean, I'm gonna have to look at the image of the illustration and really place them exactly the same because I'm kind of hardcore like that. I just really love accuracy. This rock is gorgeous. We get all sorts of shading, highlights, and dry brush techniques. It's beautiful. It really looks like a rock. It's actually hollowed out in the middle, and this is great. You know, it's not too heavy. It still carries enough weight to be able to hold her properly. However, we'll get into that in a bit. We have this awesome thick rope that goes all across it, and it gets thinner as it goes to the back. We have some shading on it, but not so many highlights. And even the shading is kind of lacking. We have beautiful little, charms, or I'm not really sure what they're called. I guess maybe they ward off evil spirits. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know that much about the Oni culture of Japan. But these little things are adorable. They look really well painted, and they're beautiful. They're not all sculpted into one piece. It's multiple little pieces that are all attached together afterwards. It's gorgeous. You don't have much building to do on this figure. You just tack her onto the base, and you have to put in her ponytail with her cute little hair clip. The base also has a couple of arrows that are shot into it, and one of them has this cute little wooden plaque where you could write down whatever wish you want on there. Something's written there. I'm not exactly sure if it's legit. I have no clue about any of the writing on this. If any of you happen to know what the writing is on these arrows, please let me know in the comment section. I would love to know. We have these cute little bells and these little red bows. It looks so gorgeous. There's not a lot of shading or highlights on this either. It's pretty solid colors, but the sectioning off of colors is really well done here. I was so scared that this was gonna break on my trip back from Japan. I really protected it the best I could, but my goodness, it survived the trip. It did get a little bit scratched up. However, I don't think that's because of the transportation. I actually think it's because of her hair. The way her hair kind of goes over one of these arrows, it really rubs against the paint, and this, I believe, is what kind of scratched up the arrow. It's not too bad because I always have her sitting here, so it'll never be noticeable, but it's still something I had to mention. Her shoes are so gorgeous. I freaking love these shoes so much. I think they're the cutest little sandals. I love how her foot rests on the wooden planks. They look like tiny little boats in themselves. It's so cute. We have some shading, highlights, and we even have some of the rivets and bolts that go along the side of it, just like the World War II boat. However, the red we get at the bottom of the shoe is painted and glossed, whereas we have a molded matte red at the top for her foot clicking in, and it does have a bit of shading on it. However, it doesn't look like the same red. I don't know what to say about that. Her sandals at the end have these pink little red flowers, and they do have shading on them. It's really well done. Her ankles have these cute little red attachments around them, where the left one has this beautiful white little ribbon, and it is so cute. Her legs are long, elegant, and slender going up into her waist, and this is just so Ryuuhou. Even the original artwork really showed off her legs, so it's nice that we get that here. They put a little bit of clear gloss paint for her nails on her toes, and it looks beautiful. As we go up on her right leg, she has a gold beaded necklace? I don't know how that stays on her, but it does look cute. There's not really any shading to it. It's just a matte gold. As you sit her on the base, it does slowly over time kind of scuff up and damage the skin that we have underneath her. Is this a problem? No, she's made to sit on this base. You're not gonna see this, so it doesn't really matter. They even kind of show off that she has white underpants, which again is not something you're really gonna notice if you're, unless you're taking her off the base, which I suppose you could. Some people might find a cute little cup or maybe the edge of a table or something that they might want to put her on. Can she go on the edge of the table? No, I'm not gonna take that chance. She has pieces all over the place. I think she's just gonna fall over. Her skirt is absolutely gorgeous. It's very short, but very well pleated and sculpted. There's not that many highlights on it, but we do get a bit of shading, and I love the white kerfuffles and floofs that we kind of get underneath this skirt. It makes everything look so soft and comfortable. We then have her incredibly beautiful band going into the bow behind her, and this band is gorgeous. It has all these beautiful motifs along them. I love the ribbons that go over it, the different uses of blues. It's just so elegant, and the warm use of colors across this figure with all the gradients, they really make her feel like a welcoming and inviting Oni. Along the main band that seems to be clipping everything together, we have this cute little purple attachment in the side. This is so nice. And as we get into the back, oh, that beautiful ribbon. My goodness, this is such a cute bow, and it's a big one, which is so flashy and nice, and we get some highlights, some shading, all sorts of gradients. We get a printed on motif that goes across the red, which really pops, and it's very nice. Her top covers very little, but it's still there, and it's a nice yellow with orange accents for shading, and a beautiful red line that goes across the top, which really makes it pop out. And from the inside, it looks like a soft white, just like we get with her skirt. Her chest is very in your face, and you know, I find this kind of intriguing considering the actual costume for the character. She really only shows off her legs. She seems kind of structured, organized, and more conservative. So seeing her in this is kind of a real surprise. It almost makes me feel like she's doing it specifically to get the commander's attention. We then have this lovely shawl, which, you know what? It looks a bit like in the illustration. I guess I would have liked it to feel a little more poofier, maybe have a bit more shading to it. It's very matte, and the sculpt work on it I find is kind of messy. I think maybe they should have actually just carved it a little bit deeper so that everything feels just more pronounced. And it's attached on the front with this cute little red ribbon that's tied off, and it looks adorable. Her shoulders are bare, and hanging out on her right shoulder is a little manju. So these are the little characters from Azur Lane that kind of do all the grunt work. This one in particular seems to be holding a little saucer that you probably fill with sake. The side of the manju you see from the front looks pretty nice. On the back, not so much. I don't understand why they didn't just make the manju all one sculpt. The fact that the right arm is actually glued in there and it sticks out like a sore thumb is kind of a surprise. Again, it's not something you really notice when you have it on a shelf because it's on the back, but it's still a little disappointing. Her sleeves then have some gorgeous lace that we have across them in cute little triangles, very maid-like, and it goes into this amazingly opened sleeve with cuts and designs. It kind of feels like a bird, to go with the whole Firebird theme, I'm guessing. And there's a beautiful whale motif on the right one where it goes into the nice red on the inside, and they just shaded it in very well. It looks like it actually goes in and it's just a closed off material, despite that just being the paint that gives off that effect. Where her left hand actually rests on top of her sleeve on the rock, holding her up. The beautiful printed golden motif all across here with those waves that are such a classic stereotypical Japanese illustration. It's awesome. This is the one part where I think that they should have done a bit of a better job here. The back of this sleeve actually has the clip that goes into the rock holding her in place. It doesn't go in particularly strongly. It definitely keeps her in place, but if you shake the rock too much, she might fall forward and come off of it. So you really have to be careful where you place her and make sure that she's not too much in an angle leaning forward. I feel like there should have been any other point, maybe the back of the dress or the skirt or something, that could have plugged into this rock just to solidify her on it a bit more. As it stands, you cannot just pick her up by grabbing her or by just grabbing the base. You need to hold both. It's so fragile, like she will just fall off, and the last thing you want to do is damage or break her. Her hands are cute, very well done. They don't look like weird sausage fingers, and the nails are done exceptionally well. We have a bit of nail polish on them, or I suppose it's just a gloss paint finish to give her the nail look. It looks nice. Her hands are very elegant. On her right hand, she's holding this beautiful printed illustration. I don't know if it stands for anything in particular. If you happen to know, again, write so in the comment section below, because I am curious. Now getting into that face. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. So it's a little sharper and pointier than the faces I usually like. I'm such a big fan of big round faces with huge smiles. But hers looks so elegant, so soft, with eyes that are so inviting, and they're very well colored. I love the gradient that we get in her eyes. They look like they're just lighting up from the bottom. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna mention this because it's not something I usually talk about. They're genuinely hidden on most of the figures I have, but her ears actually look pretty good. I'm surprised, like the details look nice, they don't look weird, it's not oddly shaped or too thin or too thick, like they look like really well done ears. The head then goes up into these cute little horns that have the same beige as her skin tone, and they slowly gradient up into an orange. They're glossed out, which is beautiful, they really pop and they look awesome. I love it. It's the little things like this that make me really love Azur Lane. Like, these are monster girls, but you know, they can live in everyday life and do everyday things. Like a show they came out with years ago that I still miss to this very day. She has these adorable pink little flowers on the left side of her hair that resemble the flowers that she has on her shoes. They're just more pronounced and there's more layers to them. Her hair is incredibly well done. I'm surprised at how well done it is. It's actually transparent because as we get to the tips of it, you can see that it starts to lose some of its color, and we get nice shading across her hair. We don't get any major highlights, which is a bit of a disappointment, but the sculpt is beautiful, and where they section off the hair, they did it in a way where it looks like that's how her hair is just combed, which is just fantastic. Thank you, Kotobukiya. This hair is beautiful. Everything ties to the back where we have this little hair clip. Now, this hair clip, my goodness, it's a little piece of boat attire that's just a nice touch to the character. Where we then get into her ponytail, which is beautiful, it's flowing. I have quite a story about this figure. While I was in Japan, I'd gotten a couple figures, and there was one last one I wanted to get, but I wasn't sure. I had a list of a few that were on my radar. And when I went to go visit the Inari Shrine, I got this. And this is amazing and has brought me so much luck. I'm not usually somebody that believes in superstitious sorts of things, but let me tell you, I haven't been the luckiest person in life with all the crazy experiences I've gone through. So, since I've gotten this, I guess it's just the power of positive thinking. Also, getting this made my decision for me, and this is the figure I had to get. Because this is literally in the background of the illustration, and I mean, it doesn't get more perfect than that. I built these two little Lego stands. Boop, it looks super adorable. When I had opened her up in Japan, I didn't realize this, but the hairpin is so small, I didn't notice it whatsoever. Plus, you know, the whole stress of being in Japan, having to undo all my figures and repackage them. I can't believe I left it in that packaging. I was so disappointed. I even went back to watch the videos and I noticed that I left it in the box, and that box did not come home with me. I, however, didn't realize this until I started doing this review. I pulled her out, I was going over some of the information before I made this video, and then I realized she didn't have it. I totally freaked out because I knew she had it in the illustrations from the box. I knew what it looked like. I guess my brain just never put two and two together. So I contacted Kotobukiya America, where I had been told that it can take months before they get back to you, and they got back to me 2 days later, telling me I needed to contact Kotobukiya Japan, and it could take months before they get back to me. 2 days later, they got back to me with a picture of the piece I was missing, shipped it, which I got just a couple days after that, and here we are. I can't believe it. It's amazing. Kotobukiya, thank you so much for being such an awesome company. I've gotten so many of your figures over the years. I would almost say half my collection is Koto stuff. And it's just, your customer service is amazing, and you make amazing products. I'm very happy. I'm definitely a major cheerleader of yours. Upon her release in 2021, she was going for 17,500 yen. I definitely think she's worth that price, maybe a little bit less. But figures nowadays that have all of this going on are significantly more expensive. I feel like on the secondary market you should be able to find her for a little bit less, especially since she's not the most popular character in all of Azur Lane. Though I did use her quite often, she's a pretty good healer. It's just that her look and her design and everything here is so beautiful, so elegant, so spicy, and well done. It's just gorgeous. And that base, again, like, this is so nice. If only all my figures could have such incredible bases as this. Of course, this thing in the background, I think she should have came with it, even if it was like a little wall scroll or something you could put behind her. That would have been cute. Not everyone can afford to just go to Japan and do this. But if you do go to Japan, do the Inari Shrine hike. It took me about 4 hours, it was amazing, and we met this ancient Japanese guy that signed everything and he blessed it and everything. It was just really fun, really cool, and a beautiful hike all around. Hopefully this review helped you decide if she's worth it for you, if you want to fit her in your collection somewhere. I personally love everything about this. It's the perfect mix of cute, spicy, elegance. It's just so gorgeous. If you like my video just a little bit, it doesn't cost much to hit that like, that subscribe, and start smacking away at that notification bell. It doesn't cost much, and it goes a crazy long way at helping the future of my channel evolve. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing rest of your day. Bye!
It's a rock. This is very nice. It's actually hollow. Look at that. And it's white hollowed inside. I can just put my fist in there. Look at me. I'm a rock. I can put like a little smiley face there, and now I've got a pet rock. Eric. Half man, half pet rock. I don't know, rocks sound like that sometimes, I guess. Or...